What up guys, how you guys doing? I'm Talis and we're back with another how-to slice. In today's how-to slice video, we're gonna be checking out a awesome box skull monkey model. So let's go to the video. So this is the baby Chimp. As you can see, this is a really nice model, and in this video, we're gonna be checking out the best print settings to print it. So let's go. As you can see, this is a articulated model, and let's go to the print settings. Over here in layer height, we're going to be printing this model at 0.16 millimeters. By reducing this value, we're going to have more layers to print. It's going to take more time to print, but we're going to have a finer and better quality. So this is really worth it. Going over to perimeters right here, we're going to be leaving at 3, just so this way we're going to have a really rigid model. So if a kid throws it in the wall, it's not going to break. Going over to infill, we're going to be increasing to 10% and leaving at a gyroid infill pattern. Gyroid's a really nice infill pattern because it prints in waves. So your printer never goes on a straight line. This reduces the chance of your print failing while printing the infill. Going over to skirt and brim, let's analyze if this model really needs brim. So brim is a really nice feature to increase the surface of contact to the build plate. So let's say your model does not have a good surface of contact. This is a articulated model. So first off, brim's a really nice feature, but it's gonna depend on each. So you're gonna have to identify which models really need brim or do not need brim. So if your models tend to unstick from the build plate or they tend to tip off, probably you should consider brim. In this case, this is a articulated model. So if you take a look, if we add brim, it's going to increase a little bit of it's going to add a little bit of filament around this part. And in articulated models, sometimes it can mess things up because it's quite hard to remove the brim, especially on smaller parts, such as this one, because each of these parts will connect while using the brim, and sometimes you cannot. Sometimes it does not turn out into a really good result. So I do not recommend adding brim on articulated models. One thing you can do is to always clean your build plates really well with some isopropylic alcohol or detergent, just to remove all of the dust from your build plate, because that's going to impact a lot your printing quality, especially your first layer. And something you can do is make sure that your print is really well leveled, and if you can, put a fine layer of glue stick or other forms of bad adhesion. This is going to help a lot in your print. But I do recommend adding brim for other models, not this one though. Print really slowly and guarantee a good first layer that you're gonna have a really nice and really good result, especially for articulated models. So we're not gonna be adding any brim, but feel free to put some other types of adhesion, such as I said before, glue stick. Going over to support material, this model is optimized for printing, so we're not gonna be adding any support material. Going over to speed, feel free to change this value as you may like, but feel free, actually, this model you can be printing at your standard print speed, so you do not need to change any of the speeds at all. I just recommend on the first layer, you reduce a little bit of the speed. Right here, it was set to 30 millimeters, and I have reduced and lowered down to 20 millimeters a second. This way, it's gonna print really slowly the first layer, and the first layer is the most important layer because all of the other layers are going to go on top of this one, so guarantee a really good first layer. And if you may like, over here on small perimeters, you can be reducing, let's say, to 50 millimeters a second. This way it's going to slow down while printing small perimeters, such as the connection for the articulations. This is quite nice. I always prefer, if you're going to change any of these values, always lower values. Never try to print fast. It's better to print one time and print really nice, really slowly, than trying to print really fast and having to print 3 times because it keeps failing multiple times. So now we are ready to slice. So as you can see, we have sliced and it looks quite nice. It's gonna take 4 hours and 4 minutes to print. Right here, we got a really nice first layer. This is quite nice. We have not added any brim. If we go over to speed, you'll see that it reduces the speed while printing small perimeters, such as this part right here that is reduces to around 50 millimeters a second, as we have set in the speed tab. Right here on the connections, this is quite nice to get a really nice end result. So grab a really nice film that you have laying around and print this model. So the model is ready to print. Make sure you check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLFlix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.